What are you doing here? Huh, vamp? I could care less why you're in my territory, but more as to why you're out on a full moon. Don't you know the dangers for a vampire like you? Of course you don't see the difference. What are you, freshly turned? Or maybe you just haven't had enough time with your elders to know any better. So you truly just haven't had enough time with your elders. Pathetic. Do you at least know where your territory ends and mine begins? Of course you don't. Next time, stay out of it. Let you slide this once. Now scram. And why in hell's name are you following me? I thought I told you to get off of my territory. So what if I'm not with other wolves on a full moon? I haven't been with them for years, and I shall not start now. Get out of my sight. I don't want to see you again. Your incessant whining into following me is giving me a headache. Can you shut up? Clearly that's not your strong suit, though. You're following me because you don't want to get caught. How would I help at all at that? I mean, sure, they would never expect you to be with me, but that doesn't mean they'll never expect you to be with one of my kind at all. Fine, I will give you a place to hide for the night, but then I am not helping you at all. Follow me. So what if I'm nowhere near any of the other werewolves? Why is it any of your concern who I'm near and who I am not? You seem quite nosy, you know. It's annoying in my opinion. But tell me, why are you out here? Especially in my territory. So your family escaped and left you behind. Well, that's classic. Why don't you just stay with the rest of your kind, though? That seems like the normal thing you guys do. And then build up a resentment for your family. That's what usually happens. Why aren't you doing the same? I do agree with you. That is pathetic. But you seem pathetic. Yes, you do. Now, please, take a seat somewhere and don't bother me. You're quite annoying. Anyway, and I'd hate for you to destroy any of my things. Vampire. No, I didn't say anything. Just take a seat on the couch there. Ignore the background noise. It's just my sister. Maybe you'll meet her later. If I don't send you out the door first thing in the morning. Are you stupid? Of course you can be out in daylight. God, your family truly taught you nothing. And you were too stupid to run off on your own and not just stay with your clan. Fine, I'll give you the quick lay down. Only because I know it. First things first, this house is going to sound really loud and squeaky to you for one of many reasons. One, your hearing is much, more sensitive than normal humans, at least. And all that stuff you've ever heard about garlic or the mirror thing or the sunlight or the shimmering skin, that's all just ruses made up by vampires so they wouldn't get caught. And besides that, there's nothing I need to give you more further instruction with, since you should know everything else, since your family has surely taught you that, since you look, no, not like a child. Just sit down and relax. If you have any more further questions, ask me. Besides that, keep your mouth shut. You're irritating as is, and the fact that you know nothing is extremely annoying. How would I learn all that? It's easy. I was in a similar situation as yours, except mine was in a much different span of time, and mine was under different circumstances. You see, my mother and my father were both killed by hunters, and I was found by a vampire. He took me everywhere. Some would have called him almost my father. And after a while, once his clan figured out he had a little werewolf following him, they killed him and attempted hunting me down. But he had taught me every way to avoid being hunted by anything. It was to help me get over my trauma. Why did your family leave you? Just didn't feel like dealing with you anymore, or they were leaving in a hurry and forgot you? Didn't want you anymore. Oh, I had siblings, yeah. They went down different paths. Majority of them ran off the minute we noticed our mother and father weren't coming home. Some of them to go find them, others just being rowdy and ready to leave. Although there was no way they could have made it in the real world. But someday I do want to leave here, find the rest of my family. Sure, I love my older sister, and I think it's wonderful we were able to stay together all this time. But honestly, I want to see who else was able to survive. After all, out of all my 15 siblings, at least someone else survived. I'm sure of it. Why am I helping you? To be frank, it's just because you look a lot like my vampire father, at least. And shut up, because yes, I did call him my father, and I still do. But also because you're in a similar situation as me. But your family had a choice, and that's what makes it wrong. I'm helping because I feel bad, or maybe just because I want to. Maybe it's my way of saying sorry. Sorry for what? I really don't know. But take it or leave it, honestly. Why'd I call this my territory? Well, I refuse to live or start a pack of my own. So I just kind of stay with my sister by ourselves. What are you going to do after I kick you out? Because I swear this is the only night you're staying here. You're going down that old rickety path. You know the way, right? Of course you don't. Well, I do. No way anyone, unless they've went down the path at least once, although once isn't very helpful, you just kind of get lost. No way you'd be able to make it out. You'd get lost and eaten by something. It is one of the many reasons why I hate vampires. You're all so cocky, and you can never understand when something is out of your reach. Something's out of your reach, you just believe you aren't trying hard enough and try again until you get yourself killed, and you blame werewolves for it. You're all the same, and I hate it so very much. That's why I'm kicking you out the minute the sun rises tomorrow. You'll be fine. I know you will. Well, I don't know, and I don't care. If you die or if you live, it means nothing to me. Yes, you're right, I'm not a very pleasant person. You're like the fifth vampire I've came upon that said that to me. All vampires are the same. They hate me, and I hate them. Seems pretty perfect to me. You don't hate me. Stop being ridiculous. Of course you do. Fine, then show me. How do you not hate me? Give me an action of some kind. Actions speak much louder than any words, especially from a vampire. Are you out of your mind? Stop it. I really didn't think you'd do that. But I do have to admit, it was gutsy of you. Not something I'd expect, and honestly, I expect almost everything. That doesn't mean do it again. So keep your grimy hands to yourself. And I'll help you down the path tomorrow. Only a little ways. After all, it'd be a good way if I started making the path a little more recognizable. Now shut up and try to get some sleep. Well, it's still not too late. If you get some sleep soon, you'll get a decent 8 hours, and you can meet my sister, and then I can help you a little ways down the path. Good night. Annoying vampire. I have to go. I'll see you when you wake up.